This video is a bit of a jargon buster. It's linked to the process mapping video, and it talks about critical path analysis, which sounds horribly complex, but it's a very simple thing, but it's a fabulous thing to understand. It will really help you when you're looking at your processes to make sure you understand the critical path. So I'll give you a really simple example. Forget the graphic for a minute. Imagining, you're making a cup of tea, and if you want to make the cup of tea as fast as possible, then the first thing you do, I imagine, is you put the kettle on to boil. And the reason you do that is because the boiling of the water is on the critical path. And what that means is while the water is boiling, you can get the cup out the cupboard, get the tea bag out, put it in the cup, get the spoon out, get the sugar out, get the milk out of the fridge, and get ready to pour the water into the cup. And you can do all those things whilst the kettle is actually boiling. Now, if you do all those things before you put the kettle on, the whole process will take longer, right? So that's a very, very good and simple example of critical path. And in fact, if you're in a hurry, you will get very good at critical path analysis instinctively because you work out what you have to do and what's on the critical path. Okay. So critical path analysis basically is taking all the steps in a process. In this case, we've got A to what do we got? A to G, sorry, H, and we work out which of those is on the critical path. And in this case, it's the kind of red arrows here, because the whole process takes 65, let's say, hours or minutes or units, whatever it is. And we have to do process A between minutes 1 and 10, because we then need to start process B at 11 to 30, and so on and so on. And then, but it's very then critical that A starts on time, B starts on time, C starts on time, and finishes on time. Otherwise, if there's any delay in any of those, then the whole process will take longer than 65 units. And obviously, processes F, G, and H all have some float within them. So, for example, process F takes 14 minutes, and we can start at any time between minute 11 and minute 26 because we have we have to finish it by minute 40, because then G takes has to be finished by 45 and whatever it might be. So that's the kind of putting the tea, getting the tea bag out, getting the spoon out, getting the sugar out, etc. So F and G and H are not on the critical path, but all the others are. So whenever you have a process, consider the critical path, what is on the critical path, what isn't. And you probably do this instinctively anyway, but it's quite useful to get it so that you know, in terms of getting the thing finished on time, what's on the critical path and what isn't. And that can then prioritize and make sure that you ensure you do those things in good time. So that's all critical path analysis is. Think of making a cup of tea, and hopefully you can use that in delivering your processes in the most efficient and time effective way. So good luck with that.